activate it, Holy Spirit. Activate the angels to minister to people as well. Activate the fullness of the ministry of heaven to be ministered here. Yeah. I know we were in a good spot, but doesn't this feel better?
Whoa!
Yeah, we like the presence. We like your presence. We like to host the presence of God. We like to welcome Him and let Him take over. And so, basically, I just want to share now from my heart of what God's allowed me to be a part of and do. I just feel today's a background for the next few meetings. I want to share who I am. You don't know me. You don't know who I am. I want you to know who I am. And I want you to be able to see who I am. I want to share my heart with you today and be able to give you a background and give you a little bit more of who I am and what I'm about and what I do as a son. And so, as a son, I am a part of what's called Burn 24/7. It's a ministry that's all over the world that we just love to host the presence of God. That we just love to welcome Jesus to come and habitate, rest upon us. And really, we know that we personally are the dwelling place of God, but we like a place that's corporate as well. We want God to rest in cities, regions, states, nations, and Burn 24/7 goes into the nations, and it literally goes and plants furnaces all over the world. There's furnaces in India, there's furnaces in Israel, there's furnaces in everywhere you name it, it's there. Like our leader named Sean Foyt has literally gone into places like North Korea and been able to go in there and do stuff. Like he has in crazy favor, unlimited access, just like you said, no limitations, and I get to be a part of that. And so it's a place where we just love to host the presence of God. It's the ministry to the Lord, the audience of one that we just live into. We love the tabernacle of David, where we are restoring the tabernacle of David, as it says in Amos 9:11. And we get to stay in the place of restoring and making a place for Him, preparing a place for Him to dwell, to rest. And then it says in Ephesians 2:20 and 22, how we are His, that He builds in us a dwelling place for Him to live in us. And we get to be the one that hosts His presence inside of us and then through us. And we get to be the people that literally are laid down lovers of Jesus. We get to lay our lives down for Him because we're so in love with Him. When you're in love, it's not hard. When you're in love, it's so easy to lay your life down and be a laid down lover because you look at Him and you look at His beauty and you're just like, wow, so in awe. So in awe of His presence, so in awe of who He is in our lives, what He's done in us, how He's taken us out of darkness and put us into light. Now we're no longer a part of this world, but we're a part of a different world, a heavenly place. We live there, we seat there, we sit there, we have our being there. And we're just here as visitors. We're just visiting for a little while before we actually are with Him for all eternity. And so that's what we get to do. We get to host the presence, and we get to share the presence. We get to, this is like family. I just walked into family. I walked into community and family where I know you guys love one another. I just see the love in this room. I see the love in one another. I see the love that you truly cherish and honor relationship here with people, and you so are like, you're doing a meal after the service. That's family. It's not just a church service, like you said. It's really family. And so I just want to share briefly about that, and then I'm gonna now go into just part of my life, how God released me into full-time ministry and why He did it the way He did it. You know, because sometimes there's significant things of why He does what He does, but because He wants to put something on us so that He can send us out to release it to everywhere we go, which is a life message of what He's done in my heart so He can do it in everyone else's heart. Because my encounter is your encounter. If He's done it in me, I can give it away. And so I want to release something that He's given to me and give it to you. And, I'll just give a brief background before I get into the main part of it. But as the interview yesterday said, I got saved when I was 5 years old. And I was at a vacation Bible school. And I just, literally when I was 5 years old, I loved Jesus. I started having encounters not knowing what they were. And dreams and visions and stuff like that happened to me when I was young. But I never had relationship and connection and intimacy with God until I was 19 years old. I walked away back and forth. I was in the church growing up, but I didn't necessarily know what an intimate connection with Jesus was. What does it look like to have an intimate relationship with Him? And when I was 19, my father basically came to me and he said, Travis, I want you to pray for a desire to fall in love with Jesus. I want you to pray for a desire to fall in love with His Word. And the key word that got me was desire. It wasn't just pray to fall in love. Pray to read the Word. It was desire. Desire is always the key word in us, whether we're going to do something or not. Do we have a desire to go after God? Do we have a desire to read His Word? Do we have a desire to fall deeper in love with Him in such a way that we're never going to be the same, like Pastor Patty was talking about? We need desire here. Our hearts need to be grasped and pulled on by the Father, and we just need to be pulling on Him as well. It's like this big tug of war, but it's a good tug of war. It's a really good one because we tug on Him, He tugs on us, and we get closer. We draw near, He draws near. We draw near, He draws near. We draw near, He draws near. And it's in that place of drawing near that we find ourselves with Him. And so I basically went through this whole thing of praying for desire and praying for this, and immediately, I'm talking literally immediately, it just seemed like I just started to fall in love with Jesus. And I was just like, and every time I read the Word, it was like everything spoke to me. It wasn't just words on a page anymore. It became 3D, became dimensional, became speaking. I'm speaking this to you. It's like, oh my gosh, He's speaking to me. Oh my gosh, He's speaking to me. Oh my gosh, He's actually talking. And I was just like, first time hearing God's voice when I was 19, literally. I probably heard His voice, but it became real active. And He probably spoke to me. I didn't recognize it before, But this was the time when He spoke to me, and I was just like, wow, it's real. Wow, it's real. It's really real. And it's in this place that was just like so precious to my heart. I was in a low place, of course, at that time in my life, and I came out of drinking and smoking and stuff like that, and wanting to help a friend that was at the point in time like smoking marijuana, and found myself smoking it again and stuff like that. And then I came out of it, and God took me out of it, and God totally set my feet into a place of staying on Him.